but screw it, I'ma do it anyway. I don't know how this will turn out, but screw it, I'ma do it anyway. I don't know how this thing works, but screw it, I'ma do it anyway. I don't know how this will turn out, but screw it, I'ma do it anyway.
What is up, good people? It's your girl, Nikki P. Welcome back to another episode of Soul Untamed, where we are talking about creating a life that is designed by you and not for you. So, it is November. It's the end of November at the time of this video, and it is going to be December on Monday. That's wild. That is wild. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about today. Today, I wanted to talk about how strong is your fight. So, a few weeks ago, one of the members of my audience had, she made a comment and asked, after the video that I did, I was talking about discipline over motivation and doing that. That really resonated well with my community. So one person reached out and asked specifically for, guidance and, when you really don't feel like it, when you're like dealing with, basically if you're dealing with depression, like how do you find a way, to keep going? And so that hit me different because I haven't talked about it a whole lot on my platforms and probably not even really in my circle like a ton. But I have and still do struggle with depression. And over the years, while the depression has not gone away, what I've found is that my fight over the years has gotten stronger. So when I look back, maybe 15 years, maybe even 20 years of the way depression used to hit me, specifically around this season. I know this November to like February period has been classified as what we know as the sad season. There are many people who deal with seasonal, I think it's seasonal affect disorder or something. I think that's the actual term for it. But it's basically, people who find it hard to stay motivated or may even battle depression when it gets cold, the sun is not out as much, you have fewer hours of sunlight. And I think for me, it wasn't necessarily those things. Like I am affected by seasons in general, not just because it's cold or it's dark, but I, over the years, I've had bouts of depression, and I've gotten to a point where I know like the times of years that I tend to be the most affected. And this November period, November to February period, is one of those times. So, but back to my point, what has changed about that for me is while the depression has not gone away, my fight for it is different. So like maybe 20 years ago where depression would have just had me laid up in the bed, like I remember times where I just wouldn't eat. I wouldn't eat. I wouldn't go out. I remember, when I got a little older and I was in the workforce, I remember depression hitting me so hard that I wouldn't even, I would skip work. And I just didn't care. Like I remember being at work one time and I literally just left. I just left and didn't say anything to my manager. I just left and went home because I felt so bad that I just needed to sleep for a couple of hours and I didn't know how to really communicate that and didn't think that it would be received well, so I just did it. And for 2 hours, they didn't know where I was, and I just came back. Like I would do stuff like that. Like the depression had me like in a chokehold. But now the difference is that when that feeling comes, I have enough fight to still keep moving. So the feelings may still be there. I have days where I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. Like that statement sums up all of my emotions. Like I just don't feel like it. But you know what? I still get up and do it. Now, do I do all the things that I have on my list to do? Sometimes no. Sometimes no. The thing that I do stay committed to is working out because with that, I have built up enough discipline over the years that that is not even a, it's not even an option to me to not work out. Like that's how committed I become to it. So my discipline for my fitness and my wellness routine trumps my depression. And so my fight has gotten so strong with that that I'm like, no, no, we're just not doing that. I'm gonna get up anyway. I get up and I still work. I still work. You know, in spite of how I feel, I still work. I still work on my dreams. Now, I will say that when it comes to certain things, you know, my ability to do creative things is severely like affected if I am feeling depressed or feeling sad or however you want to define it. I don't have energy to be creative. So sometimes I have to shift like how I do those things, and maybe I don't have it in me today to write the song or to work on my passion projects or any of those things, but my fight is still stronger. And so my question to you is, how strong is your fight? And this is not a judgment question. This is just to let you know that if you are a person that struggles, not even just this time of year, I'm speaking to it because a lot of people do struggle with it this time of year, but if you battle depression or even just feel staying motivated, that can be all year long, or anything that could be a triggering point for you. You know, there are certain things that have happened in our lives that our energy remembers and carries, and so there are certain times a year where it just comes up and you find yourself in that place of just not being productive. You don't feel like it. I don't have energy to, you know, things like that. And so I say, how strong is your fight? I challenge you to find ways to fight back. To fight back. You know, not even just with depression, but against anything that's going to get in the way of you calling in a life that you want. Because there's always going to be something. Anything of value has a cost to it. So it's always going to be something. If it's not depression, if it's not battling the feeling of, you know, lack of motivation, it may just be some other obstacle, some financial obstacle. If you have a family, you have to, you know, work around what your family needs and those things, you know, cater to your spouse's needs and what do your kids need. There are always things, you know, but how strong is your fight? How strong is your fight? Are you the type of person that when obstacles come, it could just be a little puff of wind and you fall out and you're done, you're down for the count? Or are you going to stand up in the ring, even after you get knocked down, and get back up, and you still have enough in you to keep swinging, to stay in the fight? Because sometimes, like the boxing reference, sometimes you can get knocked down, and the only thing that you have strength enough to do is get back on your feet. Maybe not even get on your feet, get on your knees before that count reaches zero to still technically be in the fight. You might not have strength to throw the next punch. You might not have strength to stand all the way up, but you have enough strength to stay in the fight. How strong is your fight? How strong is your fight? So that's my message today, and my challenge and question to you is, how strong is your fight? And the way to determine and to find the strength to get back up is in, what is your why? What is your why? Do you want next year at this time to be in the same place as you are now? Hell, do you want in the next 31 days, when this year is we're saying goodbye to 2025 and hello to 2026, do you want to still be in the same position you are right now? Or do you want to at least be a step closer? 2 steps, 3, 4, 5, any steps closer to where you are trying to get to in your life. So, my challenge to you, my question to you is how strong is your fight? My challenge to you is find your fight. Find your fight. Find it. Find that part of you that has the ability to keep going. Find the part of you that has the ability to still believe. I had a friend of mine say to me the other day, she was talking about mustard seed faith. Find that tiny part of you that still believes that you can have everything that you desire and hold on to that and move and act and align with that to call in the life that you want. That's all I got for you today. It's your girl Nikki P. I'll see you on the next one.